I have UFC Lightweight Matt Frevola back on the show, who picked up a huge round one win this past weekend at UFC 270. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing good, feeling real good coming off that big win.
I can only imagine. I was tired just watching the pace that you set in this fight. It really was truly remarkable. How tired were you throughout that first round? Do you feel like that was a pace that you were going to be able to keep up if it went into round 2 and 3?
Yeah, definitely. I train hard. I'm prepared. I'm prepared to keep punching like that for 15 minutes if I need to. But I was definitely tired. I threw a lot of punches, a lot of combinations, and he was tough as nails. So if it made it to a second round, then it was going to be fun.
So what was the game plan heading into this fight? Was it to push the pace to get him out of there in the first round?
No, the game plan was patience and awareness and movement, which I was doing in the beginning and then I heard him, and once I heard him, the killer instinct came out. I smelled blood. I knew the finish was close, so I kept going for it.
So the game plan changed a little bit once you said you heard him. Did you feel like, what do I got to do? What do I have to do to put this guy away? Because he clearly was very durable.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was, like the fifth time I dropped him, I was on top of him and I was punching, and I was like, man, this guy's not going out. And then I saw opportunity to put my hooks in, and I flattened him out, and I started going for the rear naked choke. But he still had his wits about him. He turned out of the choke, defended it well, but then I stayed in mount. I stayed on top, and I was able to flatten him out with my hooks and my hips, and keep punching for the finish. I knew the finish was close, and if I kept punching them, that they had to stop the fight.
Is this the most gratifying victory of your career so far?
Yeah, definitely. Coming off the two losses, I needed to remind the world who I am, and I know that my team, my family, everybody who supports me knows what I'm capable of. Everyone's followed my career knows what I'm capable of. But we had to remind the casuals out there that when I'm fighting, it's going to be a good one.
And I thought you were a pretty strong candidate to get a fight of the night bonus. Are you bummed that you didn't get one of those?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I was for sure going to get one, but we'll see.
Now, you did mention coming off the two losses. Your last fight was a loss to Terrence McKinney. What is the lesson learned there? Obviously, everyone gets caught, or most people get caught, especially at the highest of levels. Like, how difficult of a loss was that, and what are you taking moving forward?
That was definitely the most difficult loss in my career, because even every time I fight, I want to go out there and put on a great fight and demonstrate my years of work. And that fight, I didn't even get to really fight, which was tough. But that just made me realize that it's that could happen. That's the fight game, and that your losses don't define you. I had to come back and really get my confidence back, get my training back. I got my confidence back through my hard work and my belief in my abilities and my skill. And I had to show the world that you get knocked down, but it's about getting back up that really matters. And that's what we did. We came back with our best performance.
I imagine you're back in Long Island now. What is the game plan here moving forward? Are you jumping right back into camp? Are you going to take a little time off? What are you thinking?
I got to get my hand X-rays. I might have broke my hand, but yeah, I'm going to get healthy and then get back to training. And I'm trying to fight in the summertime. And my team, we got a lot of guys fighting pretty soon. Serra, Longo, the team, we're on a roll. So I want to get back, help my teammates out, and enjoy living this life.
As far as your day-to-day training partners, who are you primarily going with nowadays?
A lot of guys. I got a lot of good sparring in this camp with Anthony Delemy. He's a longtime Serra Longo guy. He's going to be making his pro debut soon. And then Kid Marvelous is fighting for Bellator. Viv Ghazali is fighting for Bellator. And then Charlie Campbell's fighting for CFFC. Nas, Nazim Sadikov is fighting for Fury. You know, we got Dylan Montalvo fighting for Ring of Combat, Dennis Bazooka fighting Ring of Combat, James Gonzalez fighting Ring of Combat, and like all these guys I'm naming, and I'm even forgetting. There's so many more. These guys are all UFC ready, and it's about making the most out of their next fights and their next opportunities. And you know, we got a lot of great fighters out of Long Island, New York that are gonna be making some noise. The next generation of Serra Longo is coming.
Yeah. Can you give us an update on Chris Weidman too? Obviously, a lot of people are wondering how he's doing and, you know, hit the progress that he's making.
Yeah, you know, it looks like Weidman's back on his feet, back to training. So that's always great to see, you know, and, you know, I'd love to see Weidman go out on a big win. And I think that's what he's shooting for. And, you know, he's a legend forever, you know, and he's got nothing to prove to anybody but himself. As long, you know, if he could come back from that injury, get, you know, put a stamp on his legendary career, you know, that'd be amazing. So I'm always rooting for him.
Yeah, no doubt. I've always been a big fan of his as well. Obviously, you know, Matt, everyone knows the name Ray Longo and Matt Serra up there. Can you just talk, like, point toward maybe like one thing for each guy that makes them, you know, such a great coach?
Ray Longo, Law MMA, you know, even Eric Heyer there, Steve Lee, the manager, the Blue, everybody at Law, but Ray especially, man. You know, when he tells me I'm ready, you know, I believe it. And him just like training me this camp and watching all my sparring and you know, helping me develop this camp just put all the confidence in myself and my abilities that I needed. And you know, I owe everybody, my team, the world. And then Serra, you know, Serra, his energy alone is just contagious, and he's created such an environment at Serra BJJ with just killers on the mat and everybody wanting to help you. You know, like with Jason Rao and just all the black belts there, all the competitors there. You know, every time I'm rolling with everybody at Serra's, I'm learning something every roll. And yeah, you know, and I'm blessed to have this team, you know, where I was born and raised in Long Island, New York. So it's going great.
How strong is Matt Serra? I shook his hand once. He came up to my hometown for looking for a fight, and his hands are so big. I thought I was shaking the hand of some guy that was like 7 foot, 300 pounds. They just basically completely covered my hand. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, he's a boulder. He's a rock for sure, and he knows how to use his body type in jiu-jitsu. I'll tell you that much. I love his smash style, and you know, he's the man.
I did want to ask you too. A colleague of mine, Jacob De Leon, All Access MMA. He came up and did basically he followed you around in camp, and it was very similar. It reminded me of like UFC's Embedded. How cool was that? And can you just tell me a little bit more about what that was like, and if it's something that, you know, maybe you'll do again?
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. Jacob was the man. He was super cool. You know, we had a great time. I was like, let's go. You just hop in my car, and I'm just gonna take you around for the day of training with me. And you know, I brought him everywhere, and he really cut that up and made that segment like very professional and like very it looked like a UFC Embedded. It was awesome. And yeah, you know, I'm an open book, you know, especially if you're, you know, up here in Long Island, New York, training and got dreams and come to the gym. You know, I'll tell you what I do to get ready. You know, I've got 10 years of fighting and fight camps under my books, and I've got knowledge that I like to share and help people with. And then opening my fight camp for that kind of footage was fun, and I definitely look forward to doing more of that.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was very, very cool. Now, I know you talked to James Lynch recently, and you said you want Paddy Pimblett next. If that's a name that you're not going to get, who else makes sense? Who would you like to fight if you don't get Pimblett?
Ottman, I want to fight Ottman Zaitar. Definitely want to get that one. Eventually, I want to fight Terrence again. We need to run that one back. And you know, and we'll see. You know, it's always it's not always a matter of who for me. It's more of when, you know, and summertime, you know, May, June, July, something there. I'll be ready to go.
All right, man. I love it. I can't wait to see you back in there. Last question for me. The lightweight title fight was just announced. Oliveira Gaethje for May 7th. What's your way too early pick for that one?
Oh, I don't pick against my boy Justin Gaethje. Dude, he's my favorite fighter, and I love his style. He's controlled chaos in there, and he's a cool dude, and I'm always rooting for him. But Charles Oliveira is a beast. You know, he's so good everywhere. But we'll see. You know, if Gaethje turns it into his controlled chaos, you know, I don't see anybody beating him there until me and him are in there.
All right. Can't wait, man. Always appreciate the time. Before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media. And if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, get me on Instagram, Steamroller Frevola _MMA. I pretty much do everything on there. And then thank you to my team, my gyms, Longo and Weidman MMA, Sarah BJJ, Gracie Tampa South, Acceleration Sports Training, and everybody who supports the journey. You know, no judges needed. Been with me since the beginning. Sonny's Wellness, CBD helps me out all camp. Yeah, that's about it.